Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here for the first official and the newest trailer for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Just got home, and this dropped like half an hour after I came home and everything, so pretty apt kind of timing. Yeah, I haven't been if pretty sure you can hear in my voice. I haven't been feeling well the past couple of weeks, honestly, but I think it pretty much did kind of like become a bit more kind of intensive over the last week and everything, and I thought maybe the weekend might help me recover. It didn't, not entirely. I think it still kind of feels like I'm only really kind of halfway over the hill of recovery and everything. So yeah, just kind of on and off kind of tonsillitis and body like headaches and other aches and stuff like that. So just haven't been feeling the best and haven't been able to get any work done at all, and just kind of barely managed to get anything I actually wanted done. So yeah, if the kind of scarcity of videos seems that much more apparent, then that's at least partially why. So yeah, hoping to get stuff kind of back on track in some way sooner rather than later. So yeah, but now the first the newest kind of more urgent kind of thing I can react to is this new Black Panther trailer. So yeah, we had a teaser trailer a good few weeks back. I think it comes out next year. I think it's officially October. God knows where September went, but it's officially October. So the teaser trailer gave us a November release date, just like a plain November release date and everything. So next month officially Black Panther month and everything. So yeah, I think we're still like a good few kind of like weeks out from it, but pretty much kind of perfect timing for at least something new to come from the movie and everything. So we had a teaser trailer as well, so that kind of showed us it pretty heavily hinted at T'Challa himself actually being dead in Wakanda and then within the MCU too. So I think they very early on made the kind of announcement that they would not be recasting T'Challa. They would actually keep it that Chadwick kind of Chadwick played T'Challa, and Chadwick was T'Challa and everything. And from what we've seen, I think for the most part people have been able to kind of respect that, understand that, and actually understand kind of how important that is. And there are some other kind of differing kind of views on exactly what that means and what kind of effect that's going to have going forward and everything. But for now, this is the story they're going with and everything. So yeah, the first teaser showed us pretty much the entire family and everyone that T'Challa knew in Wakanda kind of being in mourning of him and everything. So there was what looked like a funeral scene going on, maybe like a funeral, like a ceremony thing to say goodbye to him. And there was like a wall painting, like a mural and stuff of T'Challa. I keep saying Chadwick. It was Chadwick because he was T'Challa, but of T'Challa in Wakanda is like a wall mural and stuff. And then I think Queen Ramonda and Shuri kind of wearing white ceremonial garbs, and there being a ceremony type thing kind of happening and everything. So I'm pretty sure like a funeral must be in play. And of course, if he is dead in the movie, then a funeral would be the most appropriate kind of direction for them to take it in. So there's that. So pretty much everyone's in mourning too. So yeah, I think there wasn't. I think from what I remember, besides from Queen Ramonda already being in power, maybe with Queen Ramonda being in power, there's not really much else kind of worry about who's going to actually lead Wakanda or anything. But then in terms of being the new Black Panther, there was some speculation, there was some kind of theories and stuff, and the end of the teaser did show us someone else actually unsheathing their claws as the new Black Panther. So there's been some speculation since then. I think so some people have said, sure, I think Shuri is the most common one. Shuri is the actual most common choice too, with her being behind so much of the kind of technology and so much of the kind of suit development of the Black Panther suit in Wakanda as well. I think she's been a very clear choice. I think it was also her being T'Challa's kind of sister, and her being so close to the family, to the mantle, to that kind of history and lore and everything. And I'm pretty sure, I think someone people have mentioned that she's actually taken it up for some time in the comics too. So people have said, I haven't actually had a chance to look into it yet, but I think people have kind of said that. So there's been that too. So yeah, she's the most kind of common choice, and then I think next to her are both kind of M'Baku and Nakia as well. So I think both of those also make like pretty clear choices too. I think Nakia was offered it. I think Nakia was actually offered the necklace by by Shuri or Ramonda in the first movie when they thought that T'Challa was dead. I think she was offered the suit to wear as well, but then she declined it because then she said she was a spy and she wasn't really fit for that role and everything. So there was that. And then M'Baku did actually try out. He actually went through the he fought T'Challa for the trials and everything. And so this one, he's also like he's a warrior and he's a leader, so he would also make a very good choice. So either way it happens, I guess we'll just kind of find out exactly how this goes forward and everything. But then the heart shaped the heart shaped herbs have also like they've also been burned. So you know like that, because that gives the spirit and that gives the power of the panther. So I think unless they have more of it outside of where they were growing or outside of the kind of the field that burned, or if they can find more or grow more or something, because they harvested it and then they actually kind of realized what it did and then they actually kind of made like a special place for it. But then if there's like more out in the wildlife or more like somewhere they can find it, then maybe they could use that again. If not, then if it is Shuri, then she clearly showed in the first movie she can very easily handle her own. She can use tech that helps her stand her own ground and everything. So I would not need her to actually take the I personally don't believe that she would actually absolutely need to take the herb to be the Black Panther, but if she is, then I guess we'll see what happens. And same goes for Nakia and M'Baku too. They've both displayed their own skills and their own prowess, even without the power of the herb and everything. Like, you know, like M'Baku very nearly defeated T'Challa in the trials and everything. So, you know, they've all got their own skills and their own qualities that kind of present them as clear candidates and everything. So we'll see. Whatever the story presents us with, whatever direction the story decides to take on who is the new Black Panther, we'll see. But I think maybe the story they're going with too is that someone does actually need to be the Black Panther too, and it's like that's going to be the hard choice they have to make. Like, as much as they're missing T'Challa, as much as they all valued and loved and cherished him and understood how important he was, even they have to move on. Even they have to actually kind of pick someone else, and even they have to actually kind of let someone else be the Black Panther as well. So that's going to be a thing. We saw Riri Williams as well. Ironheart, she's going to be in this. So she's actually in Wakanda. She's in Shuri's lab. She's using their tech and everything. And with hers, with her own iron suit being on par with Tony's one too, it makes sense. She'd be allowed to and even be invited by Shuri to use their resources and to actually kind of help them with their tech, or even actually make her own tech with their help and everything. So that's cool. I think also like more signs of them actually opening up their borders to other countries and allowing other kind of like-minded scientists and engineers and all that kind of stuff. But then Riri Williams also has her own series coming into the Ironheart series is also still coming, so this is going to be a great kind of precursor to that. So we had like a glimpse of her and stuff, and her kind of like hammering away at like metal and making stuff. So this is going to be cool to see if there's any more of her in this. So that's cool. I'm pretty sure Everett Ross is returning too, so it'll be cool to see him. And then of course the other big new reveal was Namor the Submariner. Yeah, Tenoch Huerta actually playing Namor the Submariner, the king of Atlantis and the leader of Atlanteans and everything. So he's here and he's you know, making moves and making waves, pun absolutely intended. So, and we saw the Atlanteans too, so that was cool. So yeah, you know, I think that I think first and foremost, I think that's going to help kind of set up the Atlanteans and Namor in the MCU. But I think also like that could very easily kind of lead into like another additional kind of iteration of the Illuminati that we know of, that actually has more of the actual kind of comic characters in it, and maybe like his kind of history and his interactions with the Fantastic Four we see in the future. But first and foremost, actually setting up the Atlanteans, introducing their world, introducing their culture and their people and everything is going to be the first big step to take. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they pull him off and what he's got to offer in this movie and everything. So that'll be cool to see. And yeah, I mean, I think big theories kind of seem to be that like Atlantis is actually coming out of the water and actually invading Wakanda maybe. But yeah, don't know if that's like exactly the case, or maybe if there's more to it too. Maybe if like they're both being misled, or maybe if there's like some other kind of bigger conflict at hand that we don't know about, that both sides are being forced into, or what's happening. But maybe Atlantis is making like a literal uprising. Maybe they're actually kind of finally showing their hand and actually finally bringing their own in and everything. So yeah, from what I can remember, that was pretty much it. But yeah, the first trailer was great. The first teaser was absolutely great, so I can't wait to see exactly what this teaser holds in store for us as well. So yeah, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the official trailer. Let's go. that's the Civil War helmet, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Civil War helmet. Oh yeah. Whoa.
Only the most broken people. Can be great leaders.
God, he looks good. He looks so good. Yeah, there's crown jewels. Good music for this one too. The first one had great music. Yeah.
Call him general or king. They call him Kukul Khan.
Kukul Khan.
Serpent god. Killing him
The feather serpent god.
will risk eternal war.
He's coming.
Ah, yeah. Mechanical L. Whoa. Oh, damn. November 11th, oh.
We know what you whisper.
Jeez. Oh, gosh.
Have lost the protection.
Was that Riri in her suit? Was that her flying by?
Is our time to strike.
Oh, shit. He can hop. He can hop. That's Riri. Let's go.
Show them who we are.
Oh, snap. Is it her? Is Shuri the Black Panther? That's gotta be Shuri. I'm fully ready for that to be Shuri. I'm fully ready for that to be Shuri. I'm fully ready for that to be Shuri. I am... Oh, okay, tickets now. You bet your ass I'm getting tickets now, well, as soon as I can anyway. I am so ready for that to be Shuri. I am so 100% ready for that to be Shuri. You know, I'm gonna actually just click back to it. I think that suit, first of all, looks great too. That suit design, like yeah, I think even the actual kind of like the kind of design on the actual mask, like the little kind of beaded kind of dots too. That does remind me a lot of what kind of what she wears, like of what Shuri wears in general. But then also like the stuff that the kind of makeup that she had in the first episode when she went into the first movie when she went into Battle 2, she had like similar makeup on. So I fully believe Shuri. And this also does just look so much like something she'd design and something she'd actually kind of wear for herself. So, and you know, I think maybe if the story is going in that direction too, I think because of how much has gone down and how much is about to happen, I feel like she herself is like she's gonna be written into a position where she actually has so much more pressure and baggage to carry and so much more of a responsibility to handle too. So, and she more than anyone else would actually want to honor her brother's legacy and honor the mantle that her brother carried for however long, and actually honor his kind of memory and everything, and actually keep defending their home in his name. So not to say that no one else would, but then it's like how many others would be willing to take up that kind of pressure and that kind of duty and everything. And with her, like maybe even after several kind of like talks with other people, and especially with her mother too, she'd actually be more and more ready by the end to become the Black Panther. So yeah, because I think being the kind of leader and being the scientist of the lead scientist and engineer and everything of Wakanda is one thing, but then actually being the Black Panther, that's a whole other thing entirely. So yeah, I could just fully ready and fully just ready for that to be Shuri, who kind of like morphs the mask down and reveals herself and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. But we also had another hero appearing in this too, one who flies in a special suit of armor designed by herself and everything. And we had a look inside the HUD too at certain points. That has to be Riri. That is Riri. That is Riri Williams with her own HUD and everything in the suit. Oh, she looks so good. The HUD looks so great and everything. But the suit as well. I think if I can get like a shot of the suit, I think it was very glimpsy, very glimpsy. And I think she's in Shuri's lab in Wakanda here, actually putting the pieces together and everything too. So she had just surrounded by just bits and bobs and putting stuff together and everything and working in Wakanda with their tech and, you know, just melding building stuff, just being the badass engineer that she is. So yeah, this stuff, these thrusters remind me a little bit of Tony's in Infinity War, just a little bit, but I think it just looks a bit bulkier, looks a bit more kind of like a flashy and everything, which is totally cool too. Just seeing all this, and I think these shots in this trailer alone do definitely present as reminiscent of like Tony's kind of imagery and Tony's kind of display of being Tony, and also being Iron Man, like being an engineer, putting this stuff together, and even actually flying into the sky, and even the HUD kind of the HUD kind of CGI as well. So it's gonna be reminiscent, but it's gonna be reminiscent of that, and actually remind you of like how much you love Tony's Iron Man. But then I think it's also, I do definitely kind of hope it actually stands alone as like Riri Williams actually taking inspiration from his armor and building her own from scratch, and actually kind of like even actually making something that actually kind of surpasses his armor and stuff, because of her own intellect, but then also because of Wakanda's kind of availability and Wakanda's kind of higher prowess of actual resources and like technology. And even if Shuri even actually has any kind of input at all, then maybe that could also make some kind of worthwhile kind of stuff for her too. So yeah, Riri Williams, she also has her Disney Plus series coming, I think soon-ish. I think I haven't really kind of heard like much about it entirely, but I think it's probably kind of still like at least a couple of years away and stuff. But yeah, but I think this is meant to actually lead into that too. So it's going to be interesting seeing how she actually does come in and everything. Because I remember in the first movie, I think when T'Challa said he actually bought out those buildings in Oakland, one of those was meant to be like a science and tech kind of outreach center. So maybe then if Shuri meets Riri through that, and then actually meets her and is surprised by her and actually kind of like sees her potential, then maybe then through that she actually invites her over to Wakanda personally and actually allows her to work out of her lab and everything. That would be a really cool way to do it. And then actually using that, then she then is able to make her own suit and actually kind of put it into action, and then flies off and does her thing, and it maybe helps out in this case or something, but then flies off and actually then swiftly enters her own series and everything. So it'll be cool to see. Also looking forward to seeing if she is one of those characters that just absolutely steals every scene she's in and really kind of warms her and really allows the audience to warm up to her, and actually kind of really seems cool and genuine and fun and very, very kind of like heartfelt and everything. So it's gonna be cool seeing actually what she gets up to and how much kind of input she has in this movie and how much of an effect she has in this movie and everything. So yeah, Ironheart, Riri Williams. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. Tenoch as Namor too. He looks super cool. I think pretty sure those could be called like crown jewels, or at least like crown kind of ornaments or something. But he's the king of Atlantis and everything. He looks great. He looks absolutely great. Then there have been I think there's been no confirmation, but I think that there have been rumors that he also might be a mutant too. So I'm pretty sure. I think I'm not entirely. I'm pretty sure he's not a mutant in the comics. I could be wrong because I haven't read the comics, as I've stated many times before. But if he is like Ms. Marvel, like someone they're going to turn into a mutant in order to introduce them, or in order to introduce that concept into the MCU or something. So maybe in the mainstream, him and Ms. Marvel might be the first mutants or something. So could be the case, maybe. But he was born underwater too, like that scene of like an underwater birth happening and everything is actually him. So he is actually born to the Atlanteans, born underwater. So it would be interesting to have the Atlanteans actually being mutants too, or maybe just like because I don't know if that means that only he would be a mutant, or maybe because then if he's born and he becomes, because then mutants also I think typically it's like you're born without the powers, but then the genes are dormant until something traumatic or emotional kind of happens, and then down the line when something triggers them, then the X gene in your DNA is actually activated, and then your powers awaken and everything. So then in Ms. Marvel, I think it was actually the bracelet though that activated the powers within her and everything. So that she actually had the bracelet being a conduit, but then with him actually being Atlantean, being born underwater, being born to Atlanteans and everything, don't know if that's gonna mean like he's actually like. If his powers were actually that way from the start, or if something else kind of happened, but it's going to be interesting to find out. Yeah, so M'Baku's talking about thingy, talking about Namor, I think probably to his people, maybe to the mountain tribe as well. And he's like, they don't call him general or king or anything that we would recognize. They call him Kukul Khan, which is the feather serpent god. And I think we actually did see feathers on his feet. Like reminds me of the shoes that Percy Jackson wears. The shoes like with the actual wings coming out of them too. I think are those Hermes shoes? I think they might be the shoes of Hermes, or like the boots of Hermes or something, or the heels of Hermes or something. He wore shoes with wings on them, so it kind of reminds me of that. But I think with this one, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say actually is coming out of his feet. Maybe I think I could kind of believe that. But then so then Atlanteans in general can also just can actually kind of come above the water as long as they wear their mask. But this dude, he can actually, he can not only come above water, he can fucking fly. This dude can fucking fly, which is actually 10 times cooler. So yeah. And he is also warning them that killing him or probably harming him in any way would actually risk eternal war too. So again, I think probably no one really knowingly attacks the Atlanteans or knowingly kind of like harms them, but then maybe some other kind of external conflict could also, from Wanda's line, like, we know what you whisper, like they have lost their protector. So now like the world as a whole likely knows T'Challa is gone. So I think that is going to be, I mean, depending on like how much they already have going on, I think even maybe like maybe not as a subplot, but maybe that being like a constant kind of affectation, kind of preventing them from actually kind of standing as strong as they used to, could be an interesting thing to explore too. Like the fact that not only is T'Challa gone, but the world now knows about it. So then that leaves them open to almost any attack there is, and leaves them kind of vulnerable to judgment and attack and all that kind of stuff too. So the Atlanteans knowing that there is like, until Shuri steps up, them knowing that there's actually no official Black Panther to stop them or to actually protect Wakanda from them could be why. I think if the ship is harboring Wakandan tech or Wakandan scientists were there and everything. I think Michaela Coel's character and I think Aneka and Okoye were there too, fighting the soldiers. And then maybe then if the governments of the world also know that T'Challa is dead and the Black Panther is gone too, maybe then more corrupt governments and corrupt kind of forces can actually hire their military and other kind of squadrons out to actually kind of do hijacks and take control of Wakandan kind of ships and Wakandan kind of thingy kind of transports and everything on the seas and everything. So maybe then if they find out that like Wakandan stuff is being transported across the sea, then maybe then they can hijack it or take what they want, because then they know that there's no Black Panther to stop them or to protect them. So I think that's going to be a really interesting kind of effect to kind of explore in this, and to see like just how strong Wakanda might be able to stand as long as it can without like the Black Panther or like without T'Challa there to protect them. And that might be the push that Shuri needs to actually be like, what, everyone else is too afraid, because then they don't think we can't risk kind of damaging the rest of the world, but then we also can't really kind of risk kind of going up against Atlantean forces. So then she might need to reinstate the Black Panther into the world and actually kind of make a stand and do that kind of stuff to get the ball rolling. So yeah, then it does make me wonder like who's going to be. I feel like whoever does order the hijacking of the ship, the boat with Wakandan tech and Wakandan scientists on it, that Aneka and Okoye have to then defend, and even the Atlanteans are there too to doing some stuff. So maybe, are they defending? Are they hijacking too? Are they like? I mean, I can't imagine that they'd be hijacking, but then still kind of willing to bet that there is like some more kind of secretive kind of forces behind, like in the shadows, actually orchestrating stuff and actually doing some stuff to really kind of like really turn people on each other and turn countries and turn forces on each other. And like maybe then whoever's behind the hijacking of the boat is actually behind the actual kind of evil doing in the movie and everything. So, and then in the story. So I feel like maybe then on the one hand it could just be it could be a corrupt government, but then even then it could still be a corrupt government kind of working on someone else's advice or someone else's order. So then could still be like another kind of force, like another person or like another group behind it or something. So in She-Hulk we see there's like an actual group of people actually working to steal superhuman DNA, like people actually attacking She-Hulk every now and then, actually kind of like trying to find opportunities to take her blood and take superhuman blood and kind of use it for their own purposes. And maybe then in that same vein, someone else, another group could be out there, or like maybe like another person could be out there with similar ideas and like a similar agenda, actually working to take kind of Wakanda's tech and actually discovering how, because now the Wakanda's opened themselves up, maybe now they're the kind of the truth of their power and their resources obviously out there too. So there may be someone who's ambitious enough and maybe even evil enough actually kind of orchestrate like a hijacking. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's any full guarantee that military, like maybe then, because I think Everett Ross does show up, so then maybe then, you know, maybe that could mean that like it's not like an official military thing. So maybe it was either off the record, maybe it was like maybe some kind of mercenary group actually kind of masquerading as like a military group. So maybe if it's like actual mercenaries, then that would make like some other kind of superior power being behind them make more sense and everything. So maybe then if they've masqueraded as like an actual spec ops group or like a military group of some kind, then maybe then Everett Ross has to come in and evaluate it and see what's happening. So, and then maybe he has to go and find out who's actually behind it. So then who knows? But yeah, I think definitely willing to bet there's actually like someone more sinister who actually does want power for their own gain and everything in this. Yeah, I think a name did come to mind. I don't know whether I should mention it, because then I think in the kind of weeks even leading up to this kind of surprise trailer too, I think people have been theorizing like who they could actually introduce as a genuine villain and as like a genuine kind of villainous force in this movie too for the future of the MCU. So Doctor Doom has been a common choice. Doctor Doom has been a very, very common choice, and even his kind of need for power and his kind of search for power and everything, like being what it is, I think it would, like to a lot of people it would actually make sense that they'd actually kind of maybe use this to tease him or to actually kind of insinuate that someone of his level and his kind of power could be in the shadows actually kind of orchestrating this kind of stuff and getting ready to build himself something. So yeah, but I think his origin story kind of, I'm pretty sure, like pretty heavily coincides with the Fantastic Four stuff too. So unless they're changing up his origin story as a whole, maybe if like you know, something else happened to him, then I don't know. But I think, or maybe he's not even, maybe he's actually not even Doctor Doom yet, but then he's still Victor Von Doom and he's still shady as fuck, even as like an actual regular human and everything. So, but yeah, that's going to be the kind of forces at play in this movie. So yeah, so I can't wait to kind of see exactly how this gets pulled off. I think the runtime has also been confirmed. I think I did see like a rumored post about the runtime being like almost 2.5 hours, like 2 hours and like 17 minutes or something. So I think with the amount that's going on, I feel like any shorter than that would kind of just be like really compact and definitely kind of leave people kind of wishing that they could see more of this. And I think some stuff you will definitely kind of want to see more of, like say maybe something like Namor you'll want to see more of, but then there's a reason they're introducing him in this and it's to bring him in the future again. And then there's like Riri as well, like you it's going to leave you wanting to see more of her and what she goes on and what she does in her own series too. So there's gonna be that, and then you know just wondering like kind of, you know, like how this kind of leaves certain characters and how we move forward from this and everything. But I think for the most part it's just going to be a Black Panther story that really kind of pulls at the heartstrings and actually kind of really kind of expands upon the world, the country, the people and everything, and actually kind of takes on a more kind of like a you know like a heavier kind of heart and soul kind of beat than the first one did. And I think with the first one, I think they pretty much just like you know it felt so much more like a slightly more kind of open and friendlier kind of movie with like the heavier kind of dramatic beats like Killmonger's kind of past and his trauma and his kind of goals and his kind of tragedies and everything, and the how T'Challa deal with that. But with this one now, with T'Challa gone and the country kind of, you know, like left kind of scrambling to pick up the pieces, and even his family kind of pick up the pieces, and then the world kind of exploring and opening up all new sorts of frontiers and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. So I can't wait to see this November 11th. I'm going to book my fucking tickets and, you know, go check it out and hopefully maybe do a movie review afterwards and everything. So yeah, but either way, it's going to be a hell of a movie. It's going to be an absolute hell of a movie. So, yeah, I think for now, can't fully think of anything else I want to mention. I don't know if I've really missed anything. But yeah, I think for now, that might be it. You know, can't really kind of rack my brain for much else. I think, again, the trailers look great. The trailer looked absolutely great. So I can't wait to see exactly how things go forward and stuff. So one more month or Well, a month and like a handful of days now. It's November 11th, so not too long to go. So yeah, I feel like this movie really will be a bestseller, but I think most of all it's going to be like it's actually going to be representative of just how memorable it's going to be and how important it's going to be to moviegoers and everything. So yeah, so it's going to be cool to see how much actually goes down in this and what goes on. So yeah, but for now that is pretty much all I've got. So thank you guys as always so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment what you thought of the trailer and what you're looking forward to and what you think might go down in this and who you're looking forward to seeing the most and what you're looking forward to seeing the most and everything. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until the next time, bye bye for now.